You're watching the News Channel 15 Highlight Zone with Glenn Marini and Ross Kinsey.
Biggest game of the city right about now. We have to beat the big dog, which is Northside.
This is the team that we look forward to playing year round.
Just got to hit them in the mouth, man.
They haven't beaten this team 26 times. The past is a pass. We already broke one streak.
We don't want to be the class that ends up a winning streak.
We win. The closer we get to the SEC championship. Simple.
Simple. It is simple. Well, like a sweater that's been in the dryer too long, conference races are indeed starting to tighten up.
It's week 6 of the regular season here in the Highlight Zone. In the NHC, Homestead looking to stay ahead of the pack. Garrett and Leo both trying to stay undefeated in the ACAC. And in the NECC, Churubusco looking to keep that perfect record rolling.
Lee Etzler's done a heck of a job, but how about that huge game in the SEC you've already heard about? Northside coming in leading the conference 3-0 in league play. Schneider, one of the 3 teams right behind at 3-1 in the SAC. Panthers had won 26 straight against the Redskins, but just ask Bishop Dwenger. The Skins are streak stoppers this fall. Northside versus Schneider and Spooler. It's the Highlight Zone game of the week. Redskins looking for the first win against the Panthers since 1991. These kids on the field, they weren't even born yet when that happened.
Just
and you know
twinkles.
what? Yeah, Kurt Tippmann was born, and you know what? He wasn't born yesterday, but this would not help. First quarter, Teron Graham with the interception for Northside, and that was huge because Northside would matriculate the ball down the field. C.J. Jackson, he had 109 yards rushing, and that touchdown made it 7-zip Northside. Then how about that Northside D, Ryan Hall, formerly a defensive coordinator. The sack, the fumble, the sack from Anthony Lanier, the recovery from Tim Hagedorn, one of the best in the SEC. A little bit later, in the second quarter, it's Lanier up for the touchdown, 13-0.
It's simple.
Northside midway through the second quarter, and it was looking simple at that point. But late second quarter, oh, things would happen. You see the fumble right by there, and then James Starks punches it in, and that would actually make it 13-13 at the half. So we got ourselves a new ball game heading into the third quarter. And then, oh, it was 16-3. Schneider after a field goal. That's Marco Thomas for a touchdown from 1 yard out to make it 19-16 in the third quarter. So Northside's got the slight lead, and they would hang on because in the fourth quarter, still 19-16, 4 minutes left. Schneider 4th and 3 on the fourth. They go for it. They do not get it. An incomplete pass, and yes, it's Northside hanging on that 26-game losing streak to Schneider. Snapped 19-16 Redskins.
We've been talking about it all summer, man. That's what he said. That's the difference between Northside teams in the past and this Northside team. We played hard. Teams in the past would have gave up, but Schneider got down there. But our defense, we stayed as a family. All sideline, everybody stayed in it, and we got the job done.
This is what we've been waiting for. This is what we worked for. We know, and I'm not taking anything away from Dwenger and Lures because they're great football teams, but Schneider's in our sectional, and they keep on winning the sectional, so we want to see where we stand sectional-wise. I never disrespect Dwenger and Lures because I know they're good, but we don't play them in the postseason, so we want to see how we did against Schneider, and what a way for our kids.
Great win for the Skins. Schneider gets Cathedral next Saturday. Northside hosts Lures next Friday night. That's going to be a good one.
How about Lures? They're undefeated in the SAC, trying to stay that way against Concordia.
Minus that forfeit to Southside.
Well, minus that. That's true. How about Andrew Spencer? Yeah, he picks off Tanner Spencer there. James Kanapke would throw a touchdown pass after that 7-zip. Then Jalen Smith, he goes 50 yards. That makes it 14-zip as Matt Lindsay looks on. I love the pink hat. Then James Kanapke, he's going to set a new record. Hits Smith. He takes it in for the score. That's Kanapke's 56th career touchdown pass. That sets a new SAC and school record. Then he adds 57 there to Michael Rogers as Lures rolls 41-7. The final setting up a big showdown next week.
Certainly they did at Zollner Stadium. Dwenger looking to keep pace in the SAC. Saints facing Wayne. This is the first quarter. In fact, Dwenger's second play from scrimmage. Steven Espinoza, 5-yard touchdown, and it's 7-zip Bishop Dwenger just like that. Now Wayne, 3rd and 27 on the 2. Jalen Thomas heaving it up to Kendon Lewis. And yeah, the 6'2", 160-pound senior goes 98 yards. You know, Wayne had him exactly where they wanted. Right on the 2. That's a touchdown. Dwenger fans are like, what just happened? Well, this just happened. Mikey Fiacable going 34 yards on the keeper. 14-7 Dwenger there, and the Saints roll 58-13.
How about Northrop winning their first game last week? The Bruins dipping out of the conference, heading up to Central Noble. Bruins' first drive, it's Dietrich Wilson. He's untouched in for the touchdown. 7-zip Bruins. The next Northrop drive, the Bruins option, it goes bad right there. Talon Mock recovers as Central Noble would take over, but Central Noble, they were able to move the ball just a little bit, but they lost momentum in the red zone there. The ball, they turn over on downs right there. Northrop all over the Cougars in this one, 55-0 the final. Well, moving ahead to the NHC, Homestead continues to move up in the rankings. The Spartans climbing to 7th in this week's 5A state poll. But more importantly, the Spartans 3-0 in conference, tied with Carroll for the NHC lead. Spartans undefeated, taking on Dekalb as the Barons look for win number 1 still. And it's tough when you play against Zach Terrell and Isaac Griffith. Those two hook up right there for the early Spartans touchdown. And you know what? If it worked, why don't you do it again? Griffith had 109 yards receiving. How about 4 touchdowns? And he also returned a punt for a score as Homestead rolling early. Zach Terrell hits Jake Weber for another score. Terrell, 261 yards, 5 touchdowns. Homestead keeps DeKalb winless, 62-6 the final.
Let's go to the Dean. Carroll, the other undefeated team in the NHC, is the Chargers hosting Velma. Velma played this one tough. Late second quarter, it's Cody Schweitzer with a 27-yard boot, and it's 10-zip Carroll at the half. Larry gets his team. They would look good in the fourth. Belmont's Cody Walters, 1-yard touchdown. Is he in? We're not sure. Did he make the plane? He did break the plane. That's a touchdown, but the PAT blocked, so it's 10-6 at that point. Late fourth, 3rd and long for Carroll. They need to get the first, and they do. Grant Wilson to John Hester. Wilson had 103 yards rushing and a touchdown. That first down allows Carroll to run out the clock. The Chargers, 5-1, looking good. They win this one 10-6.
Setting up another big showdown next week. Well, let's go to the Courtyard. Norwell looking for win number 1 as the Knights host the Knights of East Noble. East Noble was down 7-3 at the half. Apparently, Chris DePue fired up his squad in the locker room. Check out Michael Spears. Is he going to go out of bounds? He's just going to roll into the end zone.
Nice.
Norwell, that gave East Noble a 10-7 lead, but East Noble would muff a punt. Norwell capitalizes on the turnover. Al Albers touchdown. Norwell takes a 14-10 lead. Cheerleaders, pretty good arms down in Ossian, but in the fourth, Evan Croy, he had 161 yards, 10 of them right here on this touchdown. East Noble holds on for the win, 16-14 the final.
Last game of the NHC, and it's a good one. Columbia City at New Haven. A loss would likely knock either team out of the conference title chase. This one was 27-all at the half, but second half all about New Haven. This is Tavon Hurst going in for the touchdown, 34-27 New Haven. All Hurst did was have 225 yards and 4 touchdowns. Lydell Trainer dropping back, throwing a nice pass. That's a touchdown to Caleb Heckley, 41-27 now at that point. Mr. Trainer pitches it out to Mr. Hurst, and he was running like a madman. He would get it into the end zone. Trainer had a huge game himself, 163 yards passing, rushed for 202 and 3 touchdowns, threw a touchdown pass. Pretty much Hurst, Trainer, you get the picture. New Haven a winner, 62-33. Well, the SAC and the NHC are now in the books, but the story has yet to be written elsewhere in Northeast Indiana tonight.
That includes 2 undefeated teams in the ACAC looking to stay perfect. Same scenario for Lee Etzler and the Cherubusco Eagles. We've got those highlights and more coming up next in the Highlight Zone.
We're the Cheerleaders, and you're watching the Highlight Zone.